Hello, the special feature this month is on bowling volumes and bowling workload. It's a very controversial subject. My view is we need to build the bowling up so the bowler can bowl enough in games at top speed to win the game. We monitor that so we reduce the risk of injuries. Mitch, what's your take on it and what did you do during your career?
Well, I agree with what you're saying. We need to get the body right. So very unnatural being a bowler, the action that we have, but we need to build up if we're coming up to, let's say, a test match or a weekend where you've got a Saturday, Sunday or whatever it may be. You need to know what's coming up. You need to build into that. So bowling the right amount of balls. For me, I didn't stop bowling until I felt 100% right. And that was probably because I was, really fixated on getting everything perfect as well. But yeah, the bowling workload is a really important thing, and it's something that's been talked about a lot in recent times. Bowlers being told to stop bowling, at certain times, and they've only bowled 24 balls, and they're coming up to a test series or something like that. So there's a lot to it. We go through it in the app, but it's really important to get those loads up so your body is the best it can be when you're playing a tournament or you're coming up to your season.
Now, the biggest risk is having big spikes in your workload. So that's why we're saying in BowlFit, we gradually build up your intensities and volume. But Mitch was talking there on, it's a skills-based game. So I remember one test match just the day before or 2 days before, he was told to stop bowling, bowled enough. But he said to the coach, no, I'm not right. I need more bowling. Do you remember that, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened on a few occasions, Jock, and where I felt like I wasn't comfortable with where I was at that time. I needed to bowl more balls to feel right. In recent times in England, for example, I kept bowling and bowling. A day before a test match, I probably bowled 8 overs out in the middle because I didn't feel right. And look, I pulled up fine the next day, and because I'd done all those loads earlier as well, so everything felt fine. It's like I said, it is a really difficult one because you've got to go on feeling sometimes, and obviously your sports science does come into it as well, because you've got to prevent those injuries as well. You don't want to just go and spike and then drop off and then spike again. You want to have that sort of that bar going up on a slow upward motion, I guess, if that's the correct way to say it. You'd know more about those things. But, so for me, I just didn't feel right this one time, and I'd just been dropped in Adelaide. I was bowling in the net, so came to Perth and worked with Dennis Lilly, and I was Stuart Carpenter and Troy Cooley at the time, and I was told to stop bowling, I think, at that time, and I just wanted to keep going because I didn't feel like I had my rhythm. And it's a mental game as well, cricket. You really are thinking about it, and you want to get right mentally in your head. So at that time, I didn't feel right. I wanted to keep going. My body felt really good. I didn't feel like I was going to hurt myself, so I kept going and I bowled, and I came out and I've had a pretty good match that game.
I think he took 6 wickets. So and that's exactly right. So in BowlFit, what we've done is we adjust your bowling loads and intensities the week after your match, depending on your bowling levels. So it adjusts automatically if you enter in your balls bowled for the weekend. So we're a firm believer on Mitch might have to bowl in a test match 20 overs on one day and then back up the next day or the day after for another 20 overs, 15 to 20 overs. So that blows his workload levels right out of the water. So it's a bit of a guide. Yep. But we need Mitch to bowl fast on that last day in his last spell to take wickets. You're not going to do that if you only bowl low levels in nets or in warm-up games. So it's really a fine balance, and it's only a guide, isn't it, really?
It is a guide, and you want to be as fresh as you can be coming into a test match where you could possibly bowl 50 overs in a test match. So you need to be bowling as fast as you were at the start of the test match as you were at the end. So, those workloads at the start, it is a guide. You do go on a bit of feeling as well. But yeah, getting that right is really important. It's such a big part of the game.
So amazing insights from someone that's done it at the greatest level. So get your workloads up gradually. If you don't feel like it's right, practice a little bit more. If Brad Hogg ever followed the workload rules, he would have never been able to bowl well because he bowled 1 million balls and he's still playing at 45. So thanks, Mitch. Awesome.
Thanks, Jock.